Jeff here again with Advisor Tech Partners, and today I want to showcase the power of using Wealthbox and GReminders in tandem to automate your service model.
Hey, it's Matthew. If you're looking to build workflows that actually work and help your firm scale and grow, please feel free to grab your copy of Mastering Strategies to Avoid the RA Disaster. The link will be in the description below. And if you're serious about building workflows, processes, and automations for your firm, let's connect. Schedule an intro call with us using the link in our description below, and we'd be more than happy to get to know you and your firm. All right, now back to the video.
So here at Advisor Tech Partners, we understand that you advisory firms have different client tier levels. You have tier 1s, tier 2s, tier 3s, maybe it's platinum, gold, silver. Whatever that is, you serve those clients, those tiers, differently. A tier 1 might get an annual review, a tax planning meeting, and a check-in meeting, whereas a tier 2 might just get an annual review and a check-in call. And then a tier 3 might just get a check-in call. So today I'm going to show you how and why bulk sending or automating your service model through GReminders in tandem with Wealthbox is one of the best things you can do that will save your ops team hundreds of hours per year and minimize human error. So let's get right into it. So working with Advisor Tech Partners to build out service model automation through GReminders in tandem with Wealthbox includes us consulting with your firm about your tier structure. But today I'm just going to use Joe Schmo as an example contact for this automation, right? We want to reach out to Joe at a specific time every single year. And this is going to happen through GReminders. So let me run you through that. In GReminders, there is a bulk send option, right? And this is where all the magic happens. So I'm going to build out a bulk send and show you and explain how it works. So we click on New Bulk Send. Because we want this to happen ongoing, we're going to click on Ongoing Automation. Then we're going to do Request for Appointment. Now we have the option to do email or text message. So depending on how your firm runs, you can do email or text, or we can make an automation for both. So the name of this one is just going to be called Annual Review. And who are the recipients? Well, they're going to be Wealthbox CRM contacts. Awesome that GReminders recognizes and does bilateral syncing with Wealthbox, which makes it extra special, and you'll see why in about 15 seconds. So again, the key here of what I'm trying to show you today is on the example contact, Joe Schmo. We want him to do an annual review in January. So essentially what GReminders is going to do is email him or text him based on specific categories or tags on his contact card to ensure that he gets the invitation to schedule, and it will stop soliciting him once he schedules the meeting. So back into GReminders, I called this annual review. So because we want Joe Schmo to schedule his annual review in January, let's just say we start asking him to schedule about December 29th, right before January. So he's going to get that first email or text on December 29th because we want him to schedule in that window. We want him to schedule in January so we can keep our operation sustainable. Okay, so I've configured it now to run every single year. So this automation will run yearly. So here is where the tagging comes into place, and this is where we greatly help advisory firms to solidify their service model. But if we go back into his Wealthbox contact, we can see that we have annual review January, right? And so we want people who have that tag, annual review January, to be included, right? So tag includes Let's find annual review January, and here it is. Now, we don't want to send this to anyone who's inactive, right? So look here. The status of Joe Schmo is active. What if something were to happen to Joe and Joe was no longer working with the firm? Maybe he moved to another advisor or unfortunately passed away. His status would be changed to inactive. You don't want to be sending out these automated emails to inactive clients or past clients. Therefore, we're going to do and then find the status is active. So now we can ensure that everybody who has the annual review January tag and active status will be reached out to, right? Now the assigned to field is the lead advisor. So in Joe Schmo's case, he's assigned to me. I'm Joe's lead advisor. Didn't know I was a financial advisor, but we're going to keep that assigned to. And because this is an annual review, we are going to pick annual review as the event type template. Now we will figure this all out for you. We will make all of the managed event types. Don't worry about that. But this is the template that we're going to use because we want him to schedule an annual review. So if you guys are being a little bit messy in Wealthbox and you don't have an owner, an assigned to, we can make sure that it goes to maybe the owner or an associate advisor's calendar, just in case you guys forget to put an assigned to field. But we highly suggest that you guys are keeping up with best practices in your Wealthbox CRM and having that assigned to field assigned. So down here is where you can customize the email. This is done through HTML code, which we take care of completely, and we'll take into account everything, the event type. You can customize it to the point, anything that you'd like. Under that, we are going to repeat until the meeting is booked, and we're going to do it. We're going to we're going to pick our starting day, which was December 29, and every 7 days at 8 a.m., we're going to ask Joe Schmo to schedule his annual review. If he schedules on that first email, it's going to stop scheduling him, right? So that's perfect. And then the reply to email on his advisor, I'll be his reply to email. If you guys have a good CSA or operations team, we'd likely want to put those people in there. And now we have an automation that will request an annual review from everybody in Wealthbox who has that specific tag and is active at the end of every December in hopes of getting them in for January. We find that when we do this, about 80+% of clients, almost 90% of clients are scheduling. So it's a great way to take a lot of hours and human error out of your operations team. So here is an example email of what they would get because we can customize it. So we can put their first name. It's time for your annual review with your advisor, Jeff. That will all be customized and coded in, all taken care of. And then it knows which calendar to schedule on because of the assigned to field. Let's say Joe here was changed to a different advisor. He was assigned to a different advisor. Maybe an associate advisor grew up and started taking on clients. Well, you change that assigned to automatically once next year when they get the annual review link, it will route them directly to the new advisor, which is beautiful. Very good for future proofing. So let's schedule the review. Great, it went to my calendar. That's me. And let's schedule for today at 9:30 a.m. Now I'm pretending like I'm Joe Schmo, right? All right, so I'm going to schedule for today. This is Joe Schmo. This is his contact information, so I'm just going to press schedule. Once I press schedule, it's going to bring me to a page saying it's been confirmed. It's going to give me the Zoom link. If you guys do in-person and Zoom and want to give them the option, we can totally facilitate that. But then we're going to go into Wealthbox and see the magic happen. Now we're here at Joe Schmo's contact, right? So look, the event came in immediately, which is awesome. Now let's check out the event and how it came in and why this is important. So yes, I'll be going to Joe Schmo's meeting. I would never miss a meeting with Mr. Joe. So we're going to see that this was categorized correctly as an annual review automatically. The Zoom link is there, so the location is there. The Joe Schmo, the related to contact is Joe Schmo, therefore archiving, great for compliance purposes. And if the SEC wants to check out if you're serving Joe Schmo correctly, here's the data. And then, of course, it links Joe Schmo's advisor, which is yours truly, right? So that is the power of automating the service model. And we here at Advisor Tech Partners, we take a very customized approach. We learn about your team, how you run, your client tier structure, and we keep making edits until it fits like a glove. Another thing to mention here is that all correspondence with the client ends up as a note inside of Wealthbox and categorizes it correctly so you can go back and run reports. And because the event was categorized correctly as an annual review, we'd be able to run reports. So we can build out reports and dashboards to see which advisors are doing more annual review meetings. We can really get reports and data and dashboards on anything you'd like because of the connection of GReminders to Wealthbox. Overall, we highly recommend advisory groups connecting GReminders with Wealthbox and taking full advantage of it. If you want to automate your service model and save your ops team hundreds of hours per year, then schedule an introductory meeting with us below. Until next time, it's Jeff, and we'll see you soon.